I got a hand that speaker and come on the first opposition speaker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Team opposition is of the firm belief that governments should actively try to promote gentrification instead of preventing it. Simply, you may ask why. Answer is very simple. Gentrification inherently helps the government achieve its objective instead of preventing it. Which objectives are I speaking of? A higher income for the population, lower poverty rates, a higher standard of living for people, better quality infrastructure, better medicine, better education. Gentrification. Now what is it? Team proposition actually forgot to define gentrification. So let us do this task for them. Gentrification is nothing but the process of actively trying to improve the standard of living in society and for the people living in them. This help in the long term help improve the standard of living by providing people in such areas a better quality of education, a more diverse society, should help an increase in the performance in the arts and culture in these societies, which over a long period of time generates more stability. Furthermore, this will actually help reduce crime in certain areas with gentrification, because the crime is mostly due to a lack of understanding between different racial ethnicities between different racial ethnicities in a society. But having different ethnicities move into the same society will help an increase in collaboration between law enforcement and minorities, which will, in the long term, help build an understanding of mutual trust and will reduce crime, as seen in a recent study by the Drexel University. 743 gentrified neighborhoods were compared, and after a post-gentrification period of 10 years, the crime rates in 543, as 73% of the neighborhood study fell by a factor of almost 20%. Let that sink in. 20% decrease in crime just due to a lack of understanding, due to a lack of police duty, and that's why gentrification is necessary. Gentrification is nothing but a modern-day extrapolation of evolution. Since the dawn of time, evolution has been continuously improving the standard of living, as it is part of natural selection. People come, people go, they choose the neighborhoods where they want to stay. No one is forcing the poor people to stay in the neighborhoods that they are. No one is forcing the rich people to move here. People decide that the benefits in certain areas are higher than others. It's very interesting that the team proposition got Mumbai. I was recently in Mumbai. There's things called slum rehabilitation associations, which are housings made for people living in slums in pro-gentrified areas. What happens after this? The people who are given housing in certain areas, they don't stay there. These maids, these drivers, whoever stay in these areas, instead sell these houses at a premium, earning profit for themselves, to help their children study, to pursue a better education. And therefore, that point simply does not stand. Bertrand Russell once said, "The world is full of things waiting to happen, as our brains grow into it." Russell was referring to the incredible capacity of the human mind to achieve a selection of solutions, of which gentrification is one. Why? Humanity always strives for a better tomorrow, the human ideal. What is this? Simple. Higher median incomes, lower poverty, growth, potential to improve the quality of life, a lower inequality gap, as mentioned by team proposition, the earning gap, which will come down, population diversity, cultural awareness, a higher standard of living, lower crime, higher quality medicine, education. So there you have an ideal world, somewhat of a magical fantasy, or not, depending on whether or not you wish to pursue gentrification. We must thank the proposition once again for not providing a definition, because their basic premise of the argument without their definition simply does not stand. Gentrification is merely the process of continuous improvement, or as the Japanese call it, kaizen, where each individual every day repeatedly tries to improve their standard of living and of those around them. Benefits are not purely just for the people who were there earlier or the new people who have moved into gentrified neighborhoods. Benefits exist for everyone. We may say the benefits, not right now, these benefits may not only exist for people who are currently in this situation, but also for new incomers into society. A study by researchers at Boston University proved that 66% of income generated, of additional income generated after gentrification of the society, was actually to the people of color, previous residents of those societies, as compared to the newcomers. Newcomers only generated 33%. So the point that that old residents do not benefit from an increase in gentrification of the society simply does not stand. And therefore, team proposition is hopelessly misinformed. These came and talked about an apocalyptic future where the rich are actively trying to remove poorer people from the better parts of town. so that they can break down and build new infrastructure. However, team proposition fails to realize that there are laws safeguarding this, laws which prevent breaking down of old buildings, that have certain time frames for collections to be collected before new buildings are made. They say it harms the poorer people, but that does not stand, because poor people benefit almost twice as much as the older generation. Yes, please.
What's your main concern in this debate? Do you want the streets to look nicer with less trash, or do you want people to have a better life?
That is simply the point you don't get. Having better streets will actually lead to people having a better life. Better streets come from tax revenue. Tax revenue comes from these societies which have an increase in wealth. And therefore, the point that you're mutually trying to say that the better neighborhoods looking and better incomes are mutually exclusive simply does not stand. They're together and will always remain so. A 2005 study said that replacement rate in gentrified neighborhoods was higher than in pro-gentrified neighborhoods. This is completely wrong. It is actually 15% less. The replacement rate in gentrified neighborhoods was 1.2%. The ungentrified neighborhoods, 1.4%. So people are not being moved out of their houses. People who move benefit from the increase in the value of their houses, and by better houses, which more than makes up for their increased commute time from further suburban areas of town. One needs to understand the benefits of gentrification, other than jumping through the lion's soup and opinions to the contrary provided by the proposition. Gentrification improves the standard of living. It reduced poverty. Let's take Brooklyn as a case study. It reduced poverty by 4.7% post-gentrification on Brooklyn from 1960 to 1999. It created jobs and incomes. The median income rose almost 3.7 times. Let that sink in. Remaining countries over this time, pre-financial crisis, incomes decreased 10%. That's almost 4 times more income than earlier. Wealth. There was a 77.5% increase in house value between 2000 and 2005. 77.5, $100,000 house would have been $177,000. Finally, coming to our main point, art and culture. Someone once said that artists are the John Lee Adamses of culture. However, yes, they are, because what does gentrification provide? Inspiration, security, exchanges of ideas. So many JDC and so many painters have come from gentrified neighborhoods. They have benefited from their experience, and therefore, gentrification is necessary. Lastly, coming to our concluding argument, the debate stands as team proposition providing an apocalyptic future wherein rich people are actively trying to remove poor people from society, and they're trying to provide a contrast between unification and gentrification. Gentrification is the process of people coming in and improving the standard of living instead of degrading it. And therefore, we believe gentrification should happen, and it should be a pro-government policy instead of the government trying to actively ban it. And therefore, we urge this House to understand that gentrification is necessary for the benefit of any society over a period of time. Thank you.